As I pull up, dropping buckets. Hey, yeah, like it's nothing. In the kitchen, chopping onions.
Welcome to the Real Estate Sports Podcast, where mindset meets tactics and fundamentals. I'm your host, Eric Cussimanio, along with my brother,
Arvin Garcia, the lovely co-host of Real Estate Sports.
RE Sports. It's in the game.
Let's go.
So today we have the great opportunity to interview my brother, Bobby Coronado. Bobby is a family man, husband, father, godly man, and someone we're very privileged to have on the cast. And he's built a six-figure real estate media company where they made over 7 figures off real estate media.
Incredible. Bobby is also a man of God. He is a husband. He is a father. I have no idea how you balance all of those things, but we're going to get into it. So thank you so much for being here, bud.
Yes.
And we're so excited to hear your story, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're interested in building a real estate media company or want to get into the space, this is the podcast for you.
First off, I just want to say thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It is a full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all started pretty much, around the same time, and it's cool, man.
Yeah. So
Excited.
So Bobby, talk to me in the beginning. Kind of let us know your kind of journey. A little quick 2 minutes from where you were, let's just say when you first got introduced to real estate, and then to your journey now.
Okay, so 2019, I picked up a camera. I was watching some YouTube videos, Gary Vee. I started out doing like some Amazon like drop shipping stuff. And then it was crazy. I tried it, man. I really
Forex,
did.
everything.
I learned some stuff from YouTube, but then the next video played was a Gary Vee video, and he talked about the chances of like being born, and then pretty much going after certain stuff. And then after that, I was like, all right, I thought it was pretty cool how they followed him around, they filmed him, and then I started seeing more videos. So I picked up a camera. I actually started with my phone, started doing some YouTube videos, and then which led me into real estate. Which one of your guys on the team, Gus? He's the one that actually invited me. That was my first video ever.
Wow.
To get the actual camera, I had to do the whole Postmates, the DoorDash, because all of our money was kind of tied up in like our mortgage payment and stuff like that.
From the ground up.
Yeah.
Humble beginnings.
Zero experience. And then 2019, when I picked up my camera, I was working with Arvin over at a call center. Again, no experience, just trying to, I was not number 1 and number 2, in the company. That's probably like number 500.
It's hard to compete against this guy.
Arvin and Gus. I was nowhere near that, and I knew there was no that wasn't me. I was just trying to find a job that I can bring in some income.
Yeah.
And then 2020 during COVID, I quit my job. I got offered a position after I shot that first video, and then ended up at K-Dub and here in AV, and then lasted 1 year. That's how I met Eric.
Wow.
And then from there, we grew a company, left the AV to build something bigger. And it wasn't that I couldn't get it here. I was already getting drawn there.
Right.
And then, from there, we just continued grinding it out, took my family there. And now we're here today.
Insane. You just said you shot a $55 million listing. Talk to me about where the company is now and where you project to see the company in like the next 5 years. Can you do that?
Yeah. So going to the $55 million, that was the most expensive property we shot.
Yeah.
It was just video. Met the agent through another agent. We shot a couple other properties, Palisades, 15 million, Santa Monica beachfront, 18 million. And then he invited me to shoot this one.
Sheesh.
It's pretty crazy because where we are today, okay, first off, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have someone like Sam in the beginning. He quit his job. He was a plumber, quit his job. He believed in me. We grinded it out. We were making like $300 each a week.
Wow.
Like not a day, a week. Remember, we're making over $2,000 a day. On a slow day, over $1,500 a day.
Sheesh. Shout out Sam.
Yeah, shout out Sam. And then he left. I hate you for that, bro. No, I'm just
shout out
kidding.
Sam.
Never we're taking that back.
We're taking that back.
And then we brought Fernando in.
Yeah,
which,
let's go. Shout out Fernando.
You guys know him. His entire family's in real estate, and he's pretty much my right-hand man. I could not do any of this stuff to even shoot the $55 million property if he wasn't there shooting other properties.
Wow.
Otherwise, I'd have to say no to opportunities. But because he's there grinding it out, same thing, providing for his daughter and stuff and his parents, I was able to do stuff like that. So we are shooting 90% everyday homes. Everyday homes is anywhere ranging from, I would say our average price point now is between 600K and like 3
Wow.
million.
Yeah. Insane.
Occasionally we do get like $300,000, $400,000 properties, but we treat them exactly the same as if we're shooting a 55 million. The lenses still gets changed. The same writing the scripts for the agent, the same coaching, nothing changes. It's just the size of the home.
Yeah. Incredible.
Which has allowed us to, we generate over $30,000 a month. Like that's been like that for I think 2 years. We're in the process of hitting 50K, and then the goal is 100K a month.
Damn.
And we're building out systems to get there.
Incredible. Congrats, man. That's
Appreciate that.
amazing.
It's amazing. So you and Fernando, your team, you guys shot over 100 million within the last of in real estate in the last 30 to 60 days.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So let's bring it back, man. Like your origin story, like, you know, who are you? Where'd you come from? And yeah, I just want to kind of bring it back before the $55 million listing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the $50,000 a month.
Yeah. Prior to any of this, I grew up in the AV in the East Side. I'll always represent the East Side, Palmdale.
Shout out East Side.
Right,
Palmdale.
East Side Palmdale
Palmdale.
for sure. I've always tried things. Since I was a kid, I was from selling, you know, my brother's drawings in high school. I went to Little Rock High, from selling like stuff like that to other friends and peers, to flipping out like Pokemon cards when I was like in 9th grade, 8th grade.
Damn.
We did all that stuff, and then I tried like the whole Amazon stuff. But prior to that, I don't know, man. My parents have always. My dad was a truck driver, so he was never there. I always rocked with my mom for the most part. And then I always kind of just did things on my own because my parents were doing whatever they were doing. She did her best, but I was a kid that just was gone.
Wow.
Stayed at friends' houses for like a matter of days. From there, I kind of gravitated to like the older brothers. Like all my friends' older brothers were doing stuff. So from there, I was like, dang, I can do stuff like that too. So I guess the entrepreneur mindset was there. I just didn't have anything that stuck. I constantly tried things. It didn't work out. So prior to that, how I met you guys before that, I was just getting whatever job I could on Indeed, monster jobs. I'm older, so like monster jobs, snag a job, and then Indeed came out, which led me over to Deluxe, a call center. Prior to that, man, I kind of got in trouble. You guys most people know if they follow me, I talk about like the drugs, the alcohol, getting arrested, and then, you know, bailing out over $10,000. Like my mom had to do that stuff. I had to call her. She had to bail me out. I had to pay back the money and stuff like that. So having all that kind of led into me talking to my wife and like, hey, I have a problem. I'm taking these pills. I'm doing this. Like I talked to my mom first, and I talked to my wife, and then pretty much she didn't like back out on the relationship.
Wow.
It's crazy to think we do all these things and we like hide all this stuff, and we think it's like anybody can notice it, but people don't.
Yeah.
Like, we become good liars when it comes to that stuff.
Oh, right.
And
Social media does a good job of hiding a lot of stuff.
And eventually, man, I got tired of that stuff, which then the camera kind of came in. And then the camera I got serious with. I seen some cool stuff. I got into real estate. And then from real estate, it kind of led into, I realized that I wanted something of my own. I always knew that part. But then that first year at, KW, I was like, look, I can probably do this on my own. Like I already felt it. And then, everybody was kind of leaving, and I was like, yeah, I can do this, man. Yeah. So we sold our house. I think that was the craziest part. We sold the one thing that people tell you that is the American dream, to go chase the American dream, which was our own thing.
Use the equity from the house.
100, we bought it for 280, put 40 down, sold it for 406 off market.
Wow.
And it was calculated. Like, look, we took a risk, but I don't think people understand one thing. Like, yeah, we took a risk, but it was calculated. We slipped into a rental property that was half our mortgage. So it was already making that money back. We made $106,000. We paid off our debt. Then we were able to buy all of our equipment gear.
Wow.
After we did that, I did 2 flips with Gus. I put in some money, made some more money. And then, which kind of led into just seeing the bigger vision, which was going to LA.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, to pursue real estate media.
That's
I love it,
crazy.
man.
Did he
Yeah.
call you to sell his house? I didn't get a phone call.
Sam Urban did.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just kidding. I'm just
Sam,
kidding.
shout out
Urban did
Sam.
it.
Sam's on the
He-
team.
shout
He
out
had
Sam.
he had a buyer.
Yeah.
And I only
And that during that time, the market was like taking off,
Yeah.
right? COVID.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I broke into during COVID, which had to been like, I mean, that whole year we did 140 with that team, 140 transactions. You guys, I didn't know anything. I was editing wrong. I came as a social media guy because
Yeah.
I did videos already.
Right.
But I was editing wrong. It was terrible. I was doing everything wrong. The guys out here that were local were not giving me any information. They were gatekeeping. They were not, which led into why I'm doing what I'm doing today.
I remember that.
Because they're not. They were like, oh, I'm not sure, man. Just check your settings.
They
Like,
see
that
you
was-
as competition.
Yeah, they see me as competition, which is
Yeah.
the reason why I don't do what I do now. Because I had that. I faced with that, which then led me into what I can do now. Now I'm like, let me help the next guy. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we don't know what to ask.
Collaboration.
In our minds, but we don't know how to relate that message. Like, how do I do this? What is this called? I don't even know what it's called, but how do I do that?
Right.
And so, yeah.
Would you consider yourself the black sheep of the family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else had a house, had a marriage, good marriage. And it wasn't until I met my wife where everything kind of.
Talk to me about that. Talk to me about how important having a supportive wife is and what has that done for your business. I know that there's a lot in that question, but just kind of talk to me. Were you married young or?
So with Erica, I met her 2016.
Okay.
That was like my prime of like, I just got in trouble. I just, went to jail. I just bailed out. And then shortly after that, I was like, damn. I was like, damn. Yeah.
You did not
I
deserve your
moved-
wife at that time.
No. But the crazy part is I met her and then met her again. And then I ran into her and then ran into her. I didn't meet on social media. I didn't do any of that stuff. It was just like we met into different places and eventually like we started talking.
Wow.
She played a huge role, not only in like saving me and getting me to where I am today, but like business wise. I used to think, well, I was always told from people that you never work with family. There was always issues. Then I realized like, this is crazy because you see a lot of successful people in real estate working with their partner or brothers or sisters and stuff like that. Like you see pretty solid stuff. She plays a huge role. She runs the entire business. She's the boss. We just go to work. She tells us what to do. She does all the back end. She pays Fernando
I love that.
all the time. Yeah, she makes sure to pay him, makes sure to pay the guy. She plays a huge role with that. And then while doing that, she takes care of the kids
Insane.
in the house. So
So she's like Wonder Woman.
yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to our wives, man. Shout out to you guys. You guys hold it all together for us so that we could go build. I promise you, I'm gonna have Eric ask, but
Yeah.
this one's dying. When did you find Christ, and how important is your faith in all of this, and where does that play into all of this?
So I would say thank you to Arvin. Arvin was doing the kids' youth at the church in Lancaster, West Lancaster. So Arvin was going there. I got a text from him, and then I got another text from Jose, another one on Rise, Zavalza, inviting me to go. And then we went. But I'll be honest with you guys, I was still smoking. I was smoking, cannabis since I was like 13 years old.
Wow.
7th grade when I lived in Lake Lay. And I did this in my room with my parents. My mom still thinks like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I was smoking every day. In my room, man. It was pretty crazy.
Mom knows.
And I was still doing that. So I was going because I felt like I needed to, but I wasn't committed because I didn't want to change like my old ways.
Wow.
None of that stuff wanted to change. I would still smoke. I'm like, it's not a big deal. Like I'm not drunk. I'm not hungover. It's for my anxiety, like everybody says. And it wasn't until 2023 December. It was like 3 days before Christmas Eve. I got COVID. And then when anybody knows if they smoke that you don't really smoke when you're sick because it hurts your throat. And so normally like I'll take it easy and stuff like that. But like for some reason I was just like, I'm going to not. Yeah. It just, a day went into another day, into another day, into another day. And then we went to Elevation Church in Santa Clarita.
Elevate.
So I did get it right. Okay, Elevate Church. Let me hold on real quick. Because I was getting mixed up with the other one. Yeah. So we went there and then, yeah, man, we just started going and then I I don't want to say I don't have the urge to smoke. That I just have the will to say no, to not do it.
Yeah.
And so then we got baptized in July, which was we're
Come
supposed to
on.
get baptized like 3 different times, but it kept getting canceled. Then we did a water baptism, which then allowed me to baptize my oldest daughter.
Wow.
And she was 10 then.
Come on.
So I believe that all that stuff happened so that it can play up to that part and I can be a big part of it. Yeah, and then man, honestly, that's where I realized like if I don't do these things, then there's no way I'm gonna stay where I am at over
Wow.
there. There's no way the business is gonna get serious. Yeah, and then I had to give up something to go after what I really wanted. And that was the second biggest risk that I like to say that happened in my life. I gave up the thing that I thought helped me when it didn't. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Insane. You're betting on yourself, getting rid of vices, applying your faith, and business is booming.
Yeah.
There's no secret to that, right? Insane. I love that story.
Yeah, I love it too. And what I like to say, and Arvin and I go by this is never ask yourself, what am I getting on the job, right? Like with you running a 6-figure real estate media company, who has that made you like become, right? Like as far as like what clicked for you?
well, what do you mean? Like
So in the process of building, a lot of people look at the dollar amount as like, oh, well, we've made this much. But for entrepreneurs, what I've noticed is the key ingredient is like, it's not really about the money. It was like who I was becoming
Yeah.
along the way.
Right.
Who have you become along the way that you're like, man,
Yeah.
I'm that dude
Right,
now.
right.
Like I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not having the Amazon drop ship no more.
I know,
like
right?
I think I figured it out, right? And so who was that Bobby evolved to?
So I you know what? I never chased the money. I never had it. So therefore, like, I mean, with all my job, I didn't have it. And so getting it and where we're at today, like my wife will say this all the time. I still act like I don't have any money. I'm still broke and I mean, I buy stuff. Don't get me
Frugal,
wrong.
yeah,
My wife's
right.
like, hey, you like to spend money. I do, but in my mind, why I go to work every day is because I still think I have nothing in the account. I still think I'm negative. I
Insane.
still
Ooh,
have
that gave me
that feeling.
chills.
I don't know how to shake that part, but I think it's also allowed me to continue like grinding it out. So money never changed me. I just it got me, I think, more confidence in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So now I can show up to a property and I'm like, I know the value that we bring, and I think I give away free stuff just cause.
Yeah.
And I with not just videographers, but even like with the realtors. Sometimes like they'd be like, "Hey, Bobby, it's my first listing. Any chance you can like, do I have to pay you right away?" And I'm like, "Talk to me. Just tell me how you feel right now." Well, it's my first one, and I don't get paid until 2 weeks from the regular job. On my end, I'm like, "Okay, cool. Just pay me when you can. I
Wow.
trust you on that part." Have I gotten burned? Yes, I have. But that doesn't change the way I guess I feel. I wasn't doing this for the whole money or anything like that. I did it because I wanted something of my own. And it goes back from being a kid, from doing all these little things. I just wanted something that I could do and I could be proud of. And I think overall that my parents, my family looked at like, he's not that guy. He was able to do this, which I think I still don't get. My mom's my biggest supporter, but like I don't think people really see what like we've done. Not just the business part, but like the moving, not drinking, the sacrifice of like smelling marijuana but not going and not breaking like the sobriety. Yeah. So it turned me into someone I think my kids needed. And then
Wow.
most importantly, my wife.
Wow.
Otherwise she would have divorced me. I mean, if I would have continued being that same guy, we would have been divorced, or I would have just ruined my kids. Yeah.
Insane. Yeah. That's powerful. The person that we become in the journey, for me and Eric, we've always realized like it was never about money. And I think you get to a point where you stop chasing it and then it's kind of coming.
Yeah.
And so I always tell people that money is a byproduct of who we become or who we are. Right?
Fire.
Because when you chase money, it runs, right? But when you start attracting certain opportunities, that's when money starts coming towards you. I think a lot of entrepreneurs have a weird, I don't know, to where it's like we know we have money in the bank account, but we're always like pretending like we're still surviving.
Yeah.
Right,
Where's
right.
that the hell? Especially you.
Hey, hey, Bobby, can you give me a shoe for like $50, bro?
Yeah.
I'm a little.
Especially this guy.
It's bad. I got the same mindset, and what I love, just like because we were fortunate to just watch your story, your testimony from recently knowing you for the last almost half a decade, a little over
6 years.
Yeah. The person you've become, bro, is
Night and
incredible. Entrepreneur, like even with your family, like running this company, how has it changed you like as a leader? Because you've watched bad partnerships, people burn you, having to fire employee. You see what I mean? Like, what does that look like?
Get your wife in the business because she will take care of all that. Because my heart, I'm still soft. I talk about like building a 7-figure company, and it's not so that I say that I'm a millionaire. It's because if I'm at that stage, that means everybody on the team is making over 6 figures. How can I make a ton of money if Fernando, who is a single father, barely makes, $40,000.
Right.
So my goal was, if I can build a company that makes this amount of money, then that means the team is doing good. And if
Yeah.
I do good, that means they do good.
Right.
I see other guys are like so worried about profit. And I know these guys in the market, they're so worried about profit, so worried about how many shoes they can do a day, how fast they finish the shoe so they can go and take 4 more and make more money. And I look at that and I'm like, that is gone. The moment we get in a car accident or anything, that is gone. So I'd rather build something that is long lasting and doing it with the people, so that when I'm not here, like my wife's taking care of, she knows how to run the company and stuff like that. So I think that the company itself helped me realize that I'm not doing this for me, just me, but I'm doing it for my wife, for my kids, for the opportunity, but as a leader for Fernando, for his kids' opportunity. Now we have 2 other team members, Claudia, who is 21 years old in training, who knows nothing about camera work, but she just has a passion for people. Hire people from Disneyland. That's like the secret.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah,
the
corporate,
best personalities, man.
Yeah.
The best. And then Kevin's young, and same thing. He's just trying. So like I look at them and I'm like, we're responsible for their lives. And some people might be like, well, you're not, Bobby. That's not your it's not your job. But as a leader, technically, you guys are responsible for all these people you have on the team. You decide to have 500 people on your team. Well, they're looking for leadership to provide for their family, to
Correct.
train them. So it gets a little bit overwhelming, but that's why I have my wife there. That's why we don't do this alone.
Yeah.
That's why we have like the conversations with like Fernando and stuff like that. I'm very transparent on what we do with my team.
Yeah.
So they don't ever think, last thing I ever want someone to say is, he's doing all this and making all this and we're not doing this. It's never happened, but in my mind, that's what's happening.
Right.
So it's like it could be a backfire in the long run, like it can stress me out, stuff like that. But for the most part, I leverage that into making sure that they understand the business and that we're grinding. And if anything, I'm losing more than them.
Yeah.
But in their mind, but I'm gaining more, because the moment that they go and do their stuff and they're making all the money, they're super stoked, having a fatty check. It just, it makes me kind of happy. I'm like, dude, we did that.
So what I'm hearing you say is you're empowering people, you're putting them in a position where they could win with or without you.
Yeah.
And what I love, you're also delegating. Like Arvin and I, the reason why we call it real estate sports is we like to think real estate business is the ultimate sport, right? So just thinking like basketball, for example, you have your wife, right?
Yeah.
Him and I are never going to be on the block grabbing rebounds, trying to box out.
I tried yesterday.
You
It didn't
know,
work out.
there's people that are 6'7" and up, 6'7". there's people that are 7 foot tall, right? Like that's never our superpower, right? It's like, how do you delegate to someone like your wife to where you could be the point guard on the team, facilitate, shoot the threes, and then you have other people in position to where you could trust them to do what they're really good at, right? So
Love that.
yeah.
One thing I'm hearing from you is like my wife. But I know that you guys work together. Why do you think partnerships, when people say it doesn't work if it's with you and your wife, how do you guys separate work and marriage? And you see what I'm saying? Because I feel like with your industry, are you able to shut it off when
No.
you get home? Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn from you
Yeah.
because obviously Eric and I, we can't shut it off either, right?
Yeah.
We try our
It's a
best.
struggle.
I watch a lot of Patrick Bet David, and one video really stuck out to me. But I want to hear from you, like, how do you guys separate that to where it doesn't always feel like it's work? And I know you guys are both building towards something, but how does that work? I know you recently came back from Hawaii, so that was really, really cool. So talk to me about that. Like, how was business still ran? How do you guys separate that? How do you, even with your kids, you know? Yeah, talk to me.
So I think it's a. So I'm. People may disagree with this part, but I think we're not supposed to shut it off. I think you have your moments where you're just caught up in that moment and you don't think about business. So I did the workshop. I was caught up in the moment. I totally forgot that I had clients texting me, and I go back to my phone. I mean, if you look at my phone right now, I have
You're
over
about to give me
1,000.
anxiety.
Yeah. If you're that guy, 2,400 text messages are
Oh, you
unanswered.
almost he
Yeah.
beat
Yeah,
him.
see?
You beat him. You're at 2,200.
It's not that I don't want to answer them, but sometimes my social battery is low. Sometimes I am talking to my wife and I don't get back to it. I don't think I shut it off, and I don't plan on shutting it off. When I do, it's because it's fully automated, and now I'm enjoying my life. I haven't built that yet. So right now I have my moments. And we still have we still have our arguments as husband and wife. They're just not heavy anymore. They're more about like, hey, I need your attention. Then I have to give the attention. I need to put away the phone. But for the most part, because she's part of it,
She understands.
they're not calling me. They're calling who? Her.
Yeah.
So she's getting it. So that was my secret. They go, hey, how do you work 7 days a week? Does your wife get mad at you? I said, well, they call my wife too. And when I'm not editing, she reminds me of what's due. And she runs, 7 days a week as well. So eventually we'll get to the point where, where we can go and shut off. But when it's shut off, that means it's fully automated. And I think we're going to get there eventually. We've gotten a lot of time back by leveraging AI. And again, I'm getting a lot of hate from other photographers. Like, why are you doing this? You should be hiring humans. And no, trust me, we hire humans for the jobs that, they're needed for. But some of this stuff we don't. I'd rather have them do other stuff than these little things that can be automated.
Yeah.
We went to Hawaii. That was probably the fruit of our labor. We were able to go and take my mom for the first time. We went for the first time. My mom had her own room.
Gotta get mom.
You guys, it cost over $10,000 to go, and we were able to afford that. Like that's when we were like, okay, did the business still run? Yes. Was Fernando running shop? Yes. Was I still working in the mornings? Yeah. But for a lot of it, we weren't on the phone. We're making content.
Yeah.
We have fun with the content, bro. Like we do that. My wife's part of it. My daughters are part of it. And we went to New York, same thing. We worked in the morning. Then the rest of the day we went out. I didn't answer calls. Fernando ran it. So we do have our time back because we have the right people in place.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do that even more. But it also taught me that we don't have the right systems because I was still working. I was still a little stressed out. I was still trying to figure things out. So I think our next trip, when we do go to Hawaii again, it's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, regardless, it's a team sport, and you're going to continue to iron out, run the plays.
Now we have 3. So when I go, there's 3 of them. And I'm going to try something out is do not call me unless it's a really, I want to put that on them and let Fernando run it. Yeah. And then let him,
giving people an opportunity to be responsible, delegate. That's amazing. Yeah, thank you for saying that. So I guess it can work, right?
Yeah, right.
I guess it can work.
But your relationship with your partner has to be transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have to take that call, they have to know that call, why it's being taken.
Correct. Yeah.
And who that person is even calling you. Because if it's like, I don't even know that person, well, I don't need to take it. If the 818 number is not saved, then they can text me later.
Right.
But if it's a number I know that I was supposed to get on a call because we have a deal or something like that, or in our case, a revision or a issue with uploading, like I'm not going to be like, well, sorry, I have out to dinner.
100%. Yeah.
Because I know it's their business.
Yeah. My mentor once told me is like, you have to invite your whole entire family into your goals. because it makes it easier. Like you said, I invited my wife into the goals. We know what we're building, and eventually it will be automated. But had you not invited her into that, that's where strife and like resentment comes in, because of the fact that she doesn't know what you're building and for what. But the moment that you open it up to the entire family, even the kids, like, hey, we're building this so daddy could get his time back, it becomes a little bit more, I guess you could say, easier, so that they know exactly what you're building. But at the same time, I know that boundaries have to take place and all kinds of stuff. I had a conversation with my 5-year-old yesterday, man, and I asked her a question, because I saw questions like what you should be asking toddlers. So before we went to sleep, I said, what's something that daddy does that makes you sad? And she says, when you go to work. And I damn near lost it on that one, right? She's like, it makes me sad when you go to work. And then so I had to explain to her, do you know why daddy goes to work? And I told her, like, because you want toys at Target, because you want, and she's like, yeah, and I want a new princess dress, and I want this, and I want this birthday party. And I said, a lot of that costs money, babe. And, I am, your mommy doesn't have to work, so she could always be here with you guys, but daddy does have to go to work once in a while so I could provide. She's like, okay, I understand. And she's a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But I'm inviting her to understand, like, dad doesn't just go to work to go to work. Dad goes to work because he has to provide.
Instead of getting defensive and taking it to heart.
Right. And so now my daughter knows, okay, daddy's working right now. So now when we're in the car, she'll tell her little sister, shh, daddy's with the client. You have to be quiet. Like, but it's kind of cool
Well, Patrick David had that video, which kind of like,
Bro.
I mean, I think everybody shared it. And you see the same people share it because we're all in that same
You
same
can't shut it off.
But those little minutes, which I learned is, I did this the other day, and I was like, I did a video because I thought it was funny. Like, normally we get home and then the agents are like, hey, when are we gonna get the photos? And I did the video of playing Roblox with my daughter, and forgetting to do the photos. Oh wait, I forgot AI is gonna do it for me. And like, I got so many people who were so mad in my DMs. But little things like that, if I don't do certain things, then I cannot come home and just, hang out and play. Because when I do that, even if I go, okay, Bobby, you can wait a little bit, but then my mind's like not fully there because I know that I'm supposed to be doing something else also. And then I'm like, okay, what's important? We obviously know what's important, but we still tend to, okay, well, we're doing this for our family, so I have to do this. But now I'm leveraging little things like that so that I can buy back the time to play with my kids. So it's really important because they don't really ask too much of us. I mean, if I'm there for 10 minutes, dude, my daughter's good. After that, she'll go play with her sister. But that video is, one day they're going to stop, or they're just not going to tell you because you keep saying no and stuff like that. So
I know.
Yeah.
I shared that video with Eric.
Yeah, it's powerful. And this is my family coach right here. So shout out you. I want to pivot a little bit. For the viewers looking to start a media company, where do they start?
come to my workshop, March 21st. Now,
quick plug. Go ahead. Plug that workshop.
March 21st, we are hosting a workshop where you guys can come in and we teach pretty much everything. We don't gatekeep. And the reason why is because someone did that to me and they didn't have to share it, but would it have sped up my life? Yes. I still would have learned what I learned now, just quicker. And so that's kind of what I want for everybody else. Where they start now is, first off, like actionable steps is Instagram. I mean, my first client was from Instagram. We've generated over $200,000 just from Instagram.
Wow.
All the referrals come because we worked with people through Instagram. So start there, and it's just like trial and error. I don't believe in doing free work unless you have no connections.
Right.
Then show up and do the free work. But don't get stuck on that. You don't need free work to get clients. You need content to get clients.
You don't need equipment either, right?
No, I mean, you start off with what you got. You want to start with videos, start with phones. Get really good at using that phone. And then save up your money, go buy a camera.
I love that.
Invest back in yourself.
Yeah.
So for new agents, let's just say, what's a big misconception that you hear about video and how marketing is done from new agents? Like, what are some of the excuses that you hear? And how do you debunk these misconceptions?
Okay, so I think the biggest one is having to look like $1 million.
Who looks
Or
like that other than
I
Eric?
mean, and then I don't even know what that means. I mean, because then people go, I need to get this done. I gotta wait till I thin out, or I gotta wait till, I this, I that. And the truth is, I mean, everybody looks like somebody. Your body type looks the same as a bunch of other people. Your voice is similar to a bunch of. We're not unique in that sense, the way we look, because you see out there and you're like, oh, that's so and so's doppelganger. Like, and it's funny because it's like, damn, this kind of looks like that person.
Right.
So you get to realize like people don't care, because the way you feel about yourself, people feel about themselves. So
Wow.
they're caught up in their own insecurities to worry about yours. You're gonna have people that kind of run their mouths, but that's just the world. I mean, you get it off of social media, you're gonna get it on there. But I think it's showing up to be perfect. You just have to show up to be yourself.
Got it.
Now, you don't need the big lights, the professional camera. You need your message, and not be afraid of whether that is.
And so I've gotten into this thing where like I'm trying to coach my agents now, where I'm like, you have to niche down because I got that from you. But I'm like, hey, if you're not happy with your weight or the way you look, like highlight that. Like in your videos, I tell people like vulnerability is the biggest thing. Is like if you invite people into your journey, they're gonna be more likely to support you, right? Like there's an agent of mine that's like, I'm trying real estate for the second time because it didn't work out the first time. She was at a bad brokerage. She ended up working a corporate job. I said, that's a great niche right there. Like imagine how many people will follow your journey from trying real estate for the second time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like people should invite people into their insecurities as opposed to trying to hide them. I don't know. That's just me.
Well, people think it's like makes them weak. And it goes to like realtors. Well, I don't want to say that I didn't get the deal or I didn't get the offer accepted. They're going to think I can't get it for them. Well, yeah, if you don't explain the situation, why didn't you get the offer accepted? Well, your clients were at a budget. This didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when you bring people into your insecurities or what's going on in your life, then they're part of it. You're not telling everybody you're a loser. You're just telling everybody you're human. And most people can relate because they go through stuff similar. Now you're looking at like the consumer portion of it. Like if a realtor and then someone else sees you, they're not looking at you as like you didn't get the offer accepted. Now they're invested in you. Like, damn, that happens in real life. It happens to everybody. Like nobody is perfect and in getting like everything,
Right.
accepted, or I got my clients. Like it's good, have a good run and stuff like that, but things do happen. Inspections do come back. Your client isn't able to get the house, but explaining it and bringing them in the journey like that just shows that you're human and it's the truth. So
Yeah. Because I've seen people blow up. Like there's this guy I follow. He's like, my name is Bert and I'm going to build my house. Right. And he has like 17 videos, but he already has 1 million followers.
Yeah.
Because people are just so invested, like it's a TV show, and it's just like him building his house, right? And so, yeah, I think social media, I think people overcomplicate it. Talk to me a little bit about some of the apps that new agents or new videographers or new media people could start learning, apps that have taken a load of time off of you because of these apps. I know there's no gatekeeping.
No.
Like,
There's no gatekeeping.
I know there's no gatekeeping.
Collaboration.
So
It's all
for
about
like
collaboration.
for like editing, you guys, CapCut, there's Captions app. Like these are gonna give you so much time back. You're gonna run captions. You're gonna do editing on your phone. There's like Otter AI takes your notes. So if you're on like a Zoom call, and then it'll take notes for you, and then you can throw it into ChatGPT, and then have you build out like a plan using those notes. And so like those are things you want to do to buy back your time. But I would say those are the only ones that are really
CapCut.
There's CapCut
And captions.
and then you have like Otter AI
That's
takes
good.
notes, and then you throw it into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will take those notes and then build you out an actionable step plan.
And then when they have like the professional and they want to start learning the professional side of things, I think you use like Premiere.
Okay, so when they're getting like the videographers, when you guys are getting in there, then you're going to use Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut Pro.
That's going to be for real estate.
Okay.
You have other people say DaVinci, Premiere, but use Final Cut Pro. That'll speed the process. That's what the top 1%, 90% of people are using in the real estate space.
Damn, I should have paid attention in 9th grade. I had a Mac and they had Final Cut Pro, but
It's only for Mac, by the way, you guys. So
I was definitely
you're
not
gonna have to
interested.
invest in that laptop, right? In that Mac.
I definitely
MacBook.
was not interested in Mac at that time.
Sorry, Android users and
Yeah.
And the flow of the AirDrop back and forth to your phone. Yeah, it's a game changer.
AirDrop.
Yeah.
You can mess up the quality if you send it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, otherwise you're Dropboxing it, then having to download it, and then it's a revision. Then you have to go back to your computer, Dropbox, then download and upload. You just AirDrop everything.
Just AirDrop it.
You mentioned something, and I'll have Eric segue, but you mentioned that you sold your house and you got a little bit of experience in investing. So talk to me a little bit about that. And is that something that we could see in your near future? Is that something that you guys are working towards as far as like, was it a flip that you were involved in, or what were you guys involved in?
We JV'd, so
Okay,
we lent
so
out
joint
money.
venture.
So
Okay.
I think the most money we had out was $70K.
Damn.
And then we did two flips. It was with Gus, and then
Shout
from
out
there,
Gus.
and he's still doing his thing. I see him out there, still buying properties, still flipping them and stuff like that. And then I got into like someone like Omar, who's doing it at a higher caliber. And not only are we going to eventually get there, like my wife wholesaled the deal. We learned a lot of things from just from everybody, from all the education, from our clients and what we're doing. So whenever we're seeing property, we're like, yo, like this can be Omar. And I'll send the stuff over to Omar and JP because it's like in their market. And so, yes, in the future, we will eventually own more properties and we will get there. I think right now, the first things first is to build that company so that the team can eat. And then we start taking. The whole purpose of the workshop isn't the money part, but the fruit of the labor of helping people, we will be able to make a good chunk of money. And that money is actually going to be used for like investing.
Nice. Okay.
So we're going to funnel that money that we make into like investing.
Love that.
And then into, of course, to make more of the workshops, but the profit that we actually make after we book the next workshop, we'll start going into like properties.
In that workshop, can anybody come with a camera? Because what if I don't have any
Get
experience?
an iPhone, you can come with an iPhone because we're specifically targeting video.
Okay.
And
so
then,
like my wife, she wants to learn that. So
yeah, she would come in and she would come, but we're doing the first day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. First day we're doing business, pretty much the volume model, which some people just go, pretty much a ton of work for lower costs because they're going to make it up in volume. Then you have hybrid, which we do volume plus luxury. And then, so we have a team that, we're shoot at an average price. We don't go low to undercut, but we're at average price. So we can do enough. And then we have our luxury side to be able to do bigger stuff. And then retainer model. So we're teaching like all these different avenues that you can take.
It's great.
And then building your brand, how we attract, how to cold call and stuff like that. So that's the first half. And then we're bringing in one of my friends he's 21 years old and he shoots. His last property shot was 60. He only shoots luxury.
Wow.
He's probably one of the top guys, 21 years old. Been in it for like 2 years.
Wow.
He's making over 6 figures shooting only luxury properties.
What's his name?
Clutch.
Yeah,
it's a little homie, man.
That's
He's
right.
good.
Shout
That's
out
my
Clutch.
son's age, bro. And so now I'm
out
like looking at my
Clutch,
son
man.
like, what you doing, bro? Nah.
Arvin's my son.
Okay.
And so he's doing that. Then we're bringing in my boy Sevak. He crushes. Like I'll plug him in with you guys. Like he teaches you guys how to generate leads, whether it's consumer leads.
Oh yeah, we need that.
Flipping leads. Like he is dominating.
Come on,
his
Sevak.
clients.
Yeah.
Dominating on local leads through Instagram.
love
Creates the
that.
content with you and then helps you run the ads.
Come on,
And it
Sevak.
sets it
why
up
we do
with
it.
automation to where you have a appointment setter. And he does all of it. You don't have to do anything besides pay the funds and then
Yeah, we're gonna have to be
close.
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to be there.
What's the dates again?
March 21st.
March
Yeah,
21st.
9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Let's go. What's your Instagram?
Instagram is Bobby X Coronado, and then the business is Coronado X Media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions. What advice would you give to real estate agents specifically or investors looking to, double down on leads through video and social media?
So we have Omar, which is one of my clients for about 4 years now. I mean, he's made over $500,000 just on deals that came through Instagram.
Right.
We had that famous cat house one, came
I
from
remember that
Instagram.
one.
Right.
We did the duplex in Costa Mesa last week, came from Instagram.
Wow.
Like he's getting deals from
Wow.
Instagram. But is it because he's just posting? No, it's because he's also letting people know that he buys. Like
Yeah.
if you don't let people know what you do, they have no idea what you do. Like to assume that
Marketing.
that you know what I'm doing if I'm not telling you is crazy. To assume that you have that much time invested in me
Right.
and not yourself It's crazy.
Wow.
So when you think you're doing enough, you're not.
Man.
You know when you'll do enough. Like
Right.
you'll see the results. That's how you know you're doing a lot.
Right. So for like agents, just let them know what you're doing.
Well, it's just figure out your market first, and that's the hard part. Don't forget about surrounding area. Like that's the biggest thing I think wrong with agents. They say I am doing Glendale and surrounding areas, but obviously you're going to do surrounding areas. But now you're telling me you do a little bit of this. But what happens when the other person goes, I just do Glendale?
Done.
Who am I going to go to
Yeah.
when I want a Glendale?
Right.
Am I going to go to the guy in surrounding areas? Well, if I want surrounding areas, I'm going to go to the guy who says Burbank.
Yeah.
Because that's where the person that knows surrounding areas, they know where they want to go. So they're looking for the one that knows that spot.
That's a bar.
AV, it's easier. You can say Antelope Valley.
Yeah.
We know what the Antelope Valley. They can even get into San Fernando Valley. That opens it up. When you say LA County, that's a little,
Broad.
that's here,
Yeah.
Right.
here.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so much in between that you don't know.
You're missing out on
Yeah.
the other cities too, like Roseman, which is another county.
You're still in that. So the thing is, let people know what you do. Don't be afraid of leaving on the table. You're not losing clients, potential clients. Like they're not even your clients to lose yet.
Yeah.
So worry about that when they go, oh, I didn't go to you because I thought you only did Glendale. Like
Right.
that's when you start to, all right, let me rethink my
Open it up.
steps.
Yeah.
So the other question is, for those looking to get in media, whether it's in the real estate or their own media company, what advice would you give to them?
Save money, go into workshops. I did that. I spent over $30,000 last year on coaching, on workshops, flying to Nashville, flying to Orlando. I mean, at one point we went to Houston.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't have to go. Like it was for realtors, but I work with realtors and it's about social media marketing. So why would I not go to learn it and bring it back to, and then use that as a value add proposition?
We all
Come
three
with
slept
me. Yeah.
slept in. We all three.
I was like, hey, you guys did. No, I slept on the couch. I had
all
like a
three
towel
went-
for a blanket. So
We all
it
three
was
flew
crazy.
together and slept in the same Airbnb.
But I could have not went. It wasn't for real estate marketing.
Yeah.
It was real estate marketing, but it was targeting
No, I convinced you.
realtors.
No, kidding.
Yeah,
Then I
love
went
that.
again.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
continued
You
going.
didn't invite us.
Yeah.
No, I took some of
up.
the
That's crazy.
competition. I
Wow.
wanted to take other media companies in the market that I was in because I wanted them to understand that I want them to win.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. There's that saying,
I feel that.
you can lead a horse to the, what is it, to the
Water?
well, but you
Right.
can't make them drink. And I continue bringing people. It does not mean that they're going to take from you. Most
Yeah.
of them are going to they're not as hungry.
Can I ask, where
someone.
does that come from? So you just ran a free like seminar video thing that you did. It was free.
Yeah.
And you were giving so many gems to people that are essentially your competition. Why?
Insecurity, first off, and I'll be transparent. I didn't think why would I charge anybody? I don't know what my brand is yet. Yeah, did we grow from 3,000 to over 30,000 on Instagram just from content? No paid ads, all organic, just me just posting what I post. But I didn't know my brand yet. I didn't know like how strong it was, what I can actually do. So if I put out a bunch of money, will anybody come?
Gotcha. So even you still building a brand of 30,000 followers thought you weren't going to be able to
Yeah.
have an audience. If you,
Everybody got the same. We all have the same insecurities, but are
crazy.
you going to act
But-
or let it like what's the word? Pretty much stop you from doing something, or are you going to just run with that insecurity and just continue going?
but why train your competition?
Because at the end of the day, and I told you guys this, if I lose a client to someone else, I lost that. They didn't take them. I lost. Either I'm not innovating.
It's a bar.
I'm not innovating. I'm not offering, or I'm doing something wrong on my end that someone else is doing better. So that means I need to get better. So and to take from me means I'm not working hard, which is why I constantly,
Raise the bar.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
So,
I mean, look at. I'll tell you this, and it's no shade on anybody. In the Antelope Valley, I won't take anybody's flowers, but I gave out the plugins, which I just gave them to Josiah. I paid over $500 for these plugins, and I gave them all to the competition, which then I started seeing their videos start to look like mine. I had people say, why would you do that? That's stupid. That's dumb. Because at the end of the day, you can give it to them, and they decide what to do with it. Some will use it, some will get better, some
Yeah.
won't care to get better, some will get really good. But at the end of the day, I feel good about, I didn't just
Right.
automatically go, hey, let me give it to you.
And
No, I didn't do any of that.
and to me,
Yeah.
because we're doing the same thing with agents essentially. It's more so coming from not a place of insecurity, but an abundant mindset, right? Where it's like I give, my cup overfloweth regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that about you, man. You're
wasn't
gonna continue to be
to,
rewarded.
And it wasn't to have one over them. It was I was on a
Right.
call with one of them, and I was like, you know what, let me just give it to you.
No,
sure?
you always
No, you're
refer
good, man. You're good. I was like,
you're
no, let me
referring
just-
business like, hey, I can't take the shoe.
Josiah
Send-
has shot stuff for George Perez where I came
Right.
down. Like I sent him over stuff,
Good.
and I'm like,
I love that.
my
love
goal is to
that,
take
bro.
care of the realtor, not worry about my competition.
Mm.
That has always been the
Take
thing.
care of your client
Yeah.
regardless.
And even if that means
that.
having the other, I used to be like, oh, they're the ops, those are the.
I
I don't got. No, either you're either by my side or I'm gonna outpace you.
Yep.
I'll
It's a
grow
marathon.
That's how much self-belief you have. I love that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's like
So-
that Mamba mentality,
Mamba
bro.
mentality.
Well, there's a saying. Someone said, I always say this. I was like, one thing's for certain is we're all gonna die. That's it. That is it. So why are we afraid of anything else? I was on a mastermind call 2 days ago. Kid was 18 years. The leading marketing team right now is called Four Horsemen Media. They're responsible for some of the biggest names on social media right now, realtors. The one I was telling you, young, Kelsey Blevins. Kid was 16 years old. They started the business 2 years ago. 7-figure business 2 years ago. 16-year-old and a 21-year-old. 16-year-old doesn't even pick up the camera. 21-year-old does. Four Horsemen, there's 2 guys that run a camera, their editor, and then one of the founders. Now he's now 18. That guy is not. I was on a call. I was like, can't believe this kid is 18.
Wow.
Cannot believe that. But in 2 years, they grew from nothing, no experience, into a 7-figure business because they wanted it. They had the same bottlenecks as all of us that we have, delegating, delaying projects, but they just rode through it. And then boom, they fixed it.
Yeah.
So it's up to us to get what we want.
Right.
We all know, we don't know when our time is up. So why even worry about that part?
Right. So
Wanna
you
spend-
spent $30K in coaching. You're always investing in yourself. When I used to go to your office, you always listen to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, continue to bet on yourself. And you're around all these successful people. We always like to ask our guest is, who's on your real estate Hall of Fame? Top 5.
Like people I know or just in.
It could be on Instagram.
That
just-
influenced
that
you, people you
influenced
know, maybe people you don't know, like you just watch them, you consume their content, you
So-
draw from their well.
So in the media space, there's this guy, Claudio, Studio 910. It's after Ecclesiastes. How do you pronounce that
Yeah,
word?
Ecclesiastes.
910.
I love how they always look at Arvin.
Yeah, well, I mean,
when you got a
Arvin
Bible
was my
question,
guy, bro. Like,
when you
he
got a
was
Bible
that guy.
question, everyone looks at
I mean, that word.
Arvin.
He started the
I
workshop.
read Proverbs last night,
Yeah,
the one
there
you
you go.
sent.
Proverbs 20.
Yeah.
27:17. Iron sharpens iron.
Come on.
That's our new company that's coming out. That's what it's called. It's called 2717 Media Group. We're detaching the last name so that it's not about me.
Wow.
I only had that business name because I didn't know what else to put, dude. Like, I was like,
Trust me, I know.
Coronado Media. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
right.
I didn't want to. That's the last thing I wanted to think about. But we are dropping that company. The Instagram's already made. We're already slowly doing it, but it's going to be where I'm fully automated out of the company.
Come on.
Yeah, and I'm
Incredible.
just consulting. and
So
stuff
that's
like that.
that's one. What was his
Yeah,
name
so
again?
Claudio Rivera, Studio 910. If anything real estate media, they have live workshops. He goes cross country with it. Pretty expensive.
Yeah.
There's this young kid, James Bottomley, and everything I learned how to do the disappearing effect, the glow effect, all those transition was from him, which I actually
Paid
met
for
him.
coaching.
Well, no, I mean, I went to Orlando with some other friends, out there that hosted the workshop. I went to another workshop because he was going to be there. I know the guy who runs it, but I was like, I'll pay 3 G's just to meet him in
Right.
person. He follows me back. We talk. 21 years old.
That's right.
Child of God. He talks about that, but like to see these guys they're just, I don't know what it is, but God is in this workplace
yeah.
even more and more, and you start to realize so
Yeah.
many people, and then you start to look, why are they so blessed? They all have the same thing in common.
Same
Yeah.
foundation.
Yeah, same
But
foundation,
then
man.
once you're in that, you start attracting
Yeah,
those type of
you
people.
start to see more and more and more, and then
Yeah.
you got like the four horsemen. Again, they're just leading right now in marketing.
Media.
Yeah,
Okay.
which
Four
are
horsemen.
which in for the agents.
And we could drop their
Yeah.
their Instagram.
For the agents, you'll see like Kelsey Blevin, which is again 20. I think she's 24, 23 years old, something like that, and doing $17 million in North Carolina. Bless you.
Thank you.
And that's a lot. 74 deals and stuff like that. And these are agents.
That's
Shannon
insane.
Gillette
I
is
love
probably one of the biggest ones. It's funny when she started liking my videos, and it's all my funny ones. And then she wrote me and invited me to like the Awaken. It's like, hey, Bobby, it would be pretty cool. I think you do really well just attending because you like to talk about, content for realtors. Unfortunately, I couldn't go just because, it was wrong time. But she is a rock star. You guys have to follow her because now she gives a bunch of tips. And I would say the last one is like Eric over with BAM. Like I religiously watch them weekly. You got to understand, like on YouTube, they are bringing in every hitter
Yeah,
on
they
social
are.
media and giving you guys all the like
All the
Celine's.
sauce, bro.
You know that girl, Celine Hanna,
Yeah.
the one with the curly hair. She's younger. I seen. Social media will make you think you know the people.
Yeah.
But like the
Right.
story as like the dad's a mortgage. He's mortgage and realtor. But you start to see like how young these people are and how driven they are. But then you also look at like their parents are bringing them in there. This is how important it is for us as men raising our kids in the business and the foundation for it. But those are like the top. I mean, those are the top hitters.
Those
bro.
are hitters, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
awesome.
Top five.
From your coaching. And not dropping number 6. You guys have to just follow Ricky
Bonus.
Caruth, man.
Oh, that's the
It's
guy.
like-
That's the goat. Yeah.
It's free. Like
That's
he's
the
giving
goat.
you guys free
Yeah. He still
info.
texts me every day, but it's because I'm
on
logged
his
in.
newsletter. I have nothing
Shout
against
out
Tom
Ricky.
Ferry or nothing like that. He's great, man. But
Shout out Ricky, man.
Ricky,
Yeah.
like you got to go to him. He is just giving you like
I
good
love that.
stuff to use, not just overall
Yeah.
news, but like tactics and what you can.
What I
do.
love about him, he's actually done it. He's an agent. He was in production versus a lot of other coaches that never sold a house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love how highly you speak about these people, but when it's all said and done, Bobby's time is done in the industry. Who do you want to be remembered as? What is somebody that you want to be remembered as when people are talking about you?
I think the guy who came from a different life and then built something and then continue with that. Because I want other people to understand, which is the workshop thing, is whatever jobs you're at right now, like that doesn't, number one, define you. And if you want something else, you're the only one that can go and get it. And again, you only have one chance at life. And if you don't take it, then, I mean, you wasted everything.
wow.
We don't know if we're going to make it or anything like that. But I mean, you don't know if you're going to make it at those jobs either. So, and then I think it's hard because when you don't have a lot of friends or like it's easy in the real estate, you have a lot of people that are around you trying to get the same thing, but you're not in real estate and you're at those other jobs. Nobody's around you talking like that. At least I don't remember what that life was
No,
like.
there's
environments,
no
everything.
exposure to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about the same things, but they don't care about like your well-being. But
Shout out real estate.
yeah, when you're in here, man, they care about you. They ask you and like
Yep.
because they're on the same struggle.
I love that.
Yeah. So remembered is just that I made it. I made it out, and I
that you
wasn't that
could-
guy. Yeah.
And they could make it
It's
out too.
possible.
Yeah.
So if,
Inspire 'em.
if you're sitting in a jail cell right now, that was Bobby.
You can make it out, man.
Yeah.
You can still, even then, you can still like, you can still do stuff even in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Love it,
Thank you
man.
so much for joining us on
Yeah,
this
I
episode.
appreciate
man.
everything.
Thank you, brother.
It was amazing getting to know your story. If you guys want to follow Bobby, again, we'll put his Instagram up there. It's Bobby X Coronado,
yeah.
and then Coronado Media.
Yeah.
Thank you again, bro, for taking the time and just sharing your story with us. If you enjoyed this podcast and you want to see more, make sure you click that follow button, the subscribe button, and then click on that notification button so you're notified every time we drop a new episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. So we'll see you on the next one. Love you guys. Real Estate Sports. We out.
It's in the game.